All right, you are listening to RBBC Radio. I'm your host, Brian. As always, we got Frisco in the house doing sound. What's up, my dude?
What's up?
Petey in the house, videographer from Wilson Studios, my brother. On tonight's show, we have The Rook, my friend.
Hey guys.
What's up, my friends? You're the only one. You're the only one with a microphone.
That's dangerous.
All right, so The Rook is a five-piece rock band based out of Long Island. We appreciate you guys coming by the studio. Thank you for coming by and doing a session with us. I just want to do a quick introduction, go through the band members real quick, although only one of them has a microphone, but that's all right.
They're giving me American Sign Language, and then I'll give it out.
There you go. All right, so we got on vocals, we have Mike.
Howdy.
There he is, the one guy with the mic. Guitar 1, we got Jay.
Hello.
Guitar 2, we got Jason. Josh, I'm sorry. I scribbled that.
Did you see
I'm
that
sorry,
look?
dude.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry, dude.
God.
Wow, he just gave me
I'll let you
the
live.
death
Don't
stare. He's
One
gonna
guy,
let me live.
look at these pipes. I mean, let the viewers know about this.
Man,
guy.
my handwriting is so shit, I can't even read it. Bass, we got Chad.
What's up?
What's up? And drums, Kevin.
He waved.
All right, fellas. So how long has The Rook been a group?
So we got together, I would say, as a full five-piece. Was that in January of 2019?
Okay, so pretty recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chad and I, our wives actually are friends with each other, and they kind of set up a adult play date for the two of us
How cute.
because they knew that we both played in bands and loved music, and Chad and I just started rapping about the different bands that we liked and kind of grew up listening to, and it was just like a flood.
It just went from there.
It just kind of clicked like right from that point.
That's awesome that
Yeah.
you guys vibed right off the bat. Speaking of influences, what were some of the influences that you guys had in common?
So, well, for me, my
Yeah.
musical perspective has been very shaped by bands like At the Drive-In,
Oh, yeah.
Cursive. Those are probably and Braid. Those are like the three bands that I think if someone asked me what I was listening to, always listening to them, always on in my car.
Quicksand, Jesus Lizard. We grew up in the grunge era.
Nice.
That was the high school years that
Hell
we were
yeah.
graduating and stuff. So, Primus.
I like this, passing the mic around.
Yeah, like Deftones,
Oh, hell yeah.
9 Inch Nails. I was another grunge kid, so
Word up.
all the
love
bands in the early '90s, SDP, Alice in Chains.
Hell
all
yeah.
that. But
dude.
I was also a big classic rock guy.
Mm,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Pink Floyd.
That's pretty much where I'm at, too. Yeah.
Floyd's was a big influence, but
Mm.
nothing I do sounds like Floyd.
Yeah, a lot of my influences, too, don't fucking sound like anything I play, but...
I think Chad will tell you the same as Jay, because Chad and Jay actually kind of grew up together.
Cool.
They're from the same town.
Oh, that's dope.
Played in a lot of bands
So there's
together
some history there.
prior to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I stepped.
Echo the Jesus Lizard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, nice.
Go to what's your influences? That's one of my go-tos.
Nice.
I don't listen to music.
Makes sense, you're a drummer. I don't listen to music either, man. Influences? What's that? What's an influence?
Hit things.
Cool, man. That's awesome. So you guys started pretty much as in 2019. Now, you guys recently released an EP this past April called Give Life to Live Life.
That's correct.
Yeah, so you guys released this in April. How long did you guys work on it before you released it? And maybe where you recorded it?
Sure.
And all these types of things.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this band, but we really clicked very quickly in terms of songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
So we had an EP before this one called First Flight, and
Gotcha.
we like banged out those songs, I would say, and had them recorded by when? March of?
A few months.
It was a couple months. So we were in January of 19. Maybe by like March or April of 19, we had the First Flight EP done. That was 5
right
songs.
off the bat, first year that you guys got
Done.
together.
Yeah. And we did it all in Kevin's house. Kevin has
DIY.
everything
Yeah.
that we do, like
Dude,
100%
like so
us.
many bands, like almost 100% of the bands that come in here is all DIY, and that's great to see.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I remember
Technology.
there's always been that, and it just seems like now everyone has even more of an ability to do it, especially with we use our iPhones so much to exchange ideas. It's unbelievable how easy it is to kind of collaborate remotely now.
Yeah, it is pretty wild, dude. I mean, on our side too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, we so for Give Life, we finished that. We started recording that in Kevin's house also, probably in November of 19, right?
Sounds right. Yeah. Before the end of the year.
Yeah, so right before the holidays.
Wow,
we started
same
doing
year.
that.
You guys had a busy 2019. Then,
Yeah.
huh? Started, released your first EP,
Yep.
and then got right to work on your second EP.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And
That's really
so the first song that we played today was called Voices. That was off of First Flight. That's the first track off of First Flight.
Mm-hmm.
And the second song we played was called Son of September. And that is the second track on Give Life to Live Life. And then the third and the other two songs that we plan on playing today are going to be on our next release,
Holy shnikes.
which is going to be
machine gun style.
So we plan on we have 5 songs kind of laid down. We have 10 songs just written, and 5 songs are recorded. I need to throw vocals on them, and then the other 5 songs need to be laid down, recorded. But we're shooting hopefully 2021, early 2021, to get our what will be our first LP out.
Dope.
Yeah.
Well, let us know when you guys release it, and we'll
Hell yeah.
we'd be glad to share it on our platform. So I read a little bit about it. Give Life to Live Life. I went to your website and read a little bit about. By the way, what is your website? Because I know it had a dot something in there. I'm putting you on
It's,
blast. I could go.
Yeah,
I
it's
could.
Wix something.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Chad is
Yeah.
pulling.
All right,
so
we'll let
for-
him
for the
pull that up.
listeners, he's
But I read
pulling
a
it
little
out.
bit about what the EP itself is about.
It's
It's making
X.
sacrifices.
X the Rook X at Wixsite. xtherookx.wixsite.com/therook.
There's a lot.
Also, there's a link to that right on their Instagram
Yes.
at the Rook Band.
Thank you.
So you can do that as well.
Thank you.
So
our social media, the links there.
yeah, there you go. Let's just go to
Yeah, we're
social
always
media.
looking for more people to visit the Instagram page. We definitely try to put a lot of stuff up on there. During the pandemic,
Sure.
we were putting videos up of some songs that we kind of wrote remotely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the rehearsal
yeah,
sessions.
so it's
really good
been
stuff.
a lot
How
of
do you?
fun.
What do you use to film those?
Our iPhones.
iPhones, and this guy pieces it all together.
What do you use to piece it all together?
iMovie.
Sick.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Yep, I just cut and paste pieces of it together. And
Yeah,
that's
man.
It,
Yeah.
But so to get back to your question about Give Life to Live Life, yeah, it's about we're all married with we have kids and pets and family members, and we're gonna work our asses off on our music, but also outside of music, just to make ends meet.
For sure.
And it's kind of about that struggle of sort of maintaining a balance between everything, and trying to keep the lights on, but at the same time trying to keep the lights on financially and also just spiritually, emotionally,
Spiritual,
and
mentally, and all that
mentally.
type of
So
all
being
that type of
present,
stuff.
being present and understanding sort of the moment, but then at the same time understanding that there's other obligations that enable you to be present sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
keeping the balance, man.
yeah.
You
It's
know what I
tough.
mean? Because, it's all good to make
Sorry.
a living and provide financially and all that type of stuff for your personal home. But if you just work and go home and work and go home, you go crazy.
Yes, you do.
You know what I
You
mean?
do. You definitely do.
So this is part of the reason why we started this, me and Frisco and
This is great.
and Petey. We've been in bands our whole life, and we kind of, I did it first. I put being in a band kind of on the back burner for a little bit, but I needed a project. So this is why we're here, and this is why, we have bands come by and like yourself, The Rook,
Awesome.
and do a session. So we talked a little bit about your new EP release, The Rook. Speaking of meanings of things, where'd you guys get the name The Rook from?
It's interesting. So we had a debate, a lengthy debate over a band name for a while.
The longest text conversation we've ever had.
Definitely a lot of pouty face emojis, being sent around. So the rook, it's a bird. It's also a chess piece.
Mm-hmm. That's what
And-
I was thinking.
yeah.
Chess piece.
And it was it your idea?
It was, it was taken from the title of a song that we had in an older band back in the day. We had a song called The Rook. So, like they said, we kind of exhausted a bunch of different ideas, and I just started digging into old stuff and
Yeah,
threw that in
man.
the text, and all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, let's do that.
what I like about, I mean, it probably means something different to each one of the guys, but
That's
to
cool
me,
too. Yeah.
I like the rook. It's like a chess piece. So you're almost being kind of, to some extent, to tie into Give Life to Live Life. Like the rook, you're like a piece sometimes in somebody else's game, and it sucks. Like
Deep.
and then it's also just like the rook. Like my dad always used to say, I'm the youngest of 4. My dad would always say, "Don't rook Mikey." So don't try to get one over on Mike. So I think of it in
So
that
it has
regard too.
a couple different meanings.
A little bit.
Sweet. So we talked about influences, the rook. Do you guys have, I know there's a pandemic going on right now. There's, everything's shut down, but, maybe what have you guys done to make it through the pandemic? What have you been doing? In the meantime, we know you've been doing these sessions. Where is that set? Where do those sessions take place, by the way?
Each of our houses.
Yeah.
Separate houses?
Oh, so there's
Interesting.
2 things that we have put up throughout the pandemic. One was our like pandemic quarantine sessions where each one of us would film ourselves. It would start with Kev and Chad kind of throwing down the rhythm, but they would film themselves and then they'd send it to the rest of the guys and then they would put their parts down on it. Chad would mash them together and then I would sing over it, and sometimes I would sing backups to it too. That was at each one of our houses, but the practice sessions we practice at a studio called Dare Studios in
cool.
Deer Park, which is in Long Island. So we practiced there. That's our home base. And once like June rolled around and things got a little easier to get together as a group, we jumped on the opportunity to do that. And those are the rehearsal sessions. And that's
they're really great,
the
man.
new stuff.
Yeah, it's wonderful what iPhones can do.
Oh, it is.
Today. It really does look. It does look great.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys got coming up? Do you want to tell the people listening where they can find all your music, your social media? Even though I did mention that earlier, but you know things that you have coming up. What do you guys got going on in the future?
Sure. So we actually have a socially distant show coming up on October 17th at Mr. Beery's. It's a bar that's been very, very, very supportive of like the Long Island local musician scene.
That's what it's all about.
Unsigned bands mostly. It was great during the pandemic. They put out a compilation of bands that have played there, so all the bands sort of contributed money to help fund that compilation.
Nice.
And it helped kind of keep the bar afloat a little bit. So it was a really cool way for us to give back to a venue that has really meant so much to us. So October 17th we're playing at Beery's inside, and then in the backyard there's a big screen where people can come hang out outside in the back, drink some beers, order some food and hang out and have fun. We're playing with our really good friends Playing Dead, and we're also playing with a band called Vinny and the Hooligans that we haven't met yet, but just interacting with them online. They seem like really nice guys.
Really cool.
And then we have another show. Chad, when's the other show?
The 28th, November 28th.
And that's
in Stony Brook, right? The Setauket, the Velvet Lounge.
Velvet Lounge.
I've heard
Way
of
out
Velvet
east.
Lounge.
Way out east. So one show in Nassau, one show in Suffolk, and then we'll probably retire back to the drawing board to get the songs out and ready to go.
Great, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, you guys want to take it away again?
Sure.
Do another couple songs?
6 more weeks.